What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all.
All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you can hear it all throughout the store.
This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? I just saw this story, so I'm gonna put it on because it literally just came up on Shade Room right before I was coming out to do the video. Chris Brown has been arrested, they say. Okay, and they say that this is stemming from a 2023 incident in Manchester, England, where your boy Chris Brown was at a club called Tape in London, England, and got into it with a music producer there by the name of Abe Diaw, D-I-A-W. Got into it with old Abe, and next thing you know, they say Chris done grabbed a bottle and hauled off and hit him in the head with the damn bottle. Knocked him out, knocked him down to the ground, kicked him, punched him, all that, okay? And Mr. Abe went to the authorities and pressed charges. And so when you hit people in heads with bottles and leave them alive, then they then recover and then go to the police and press charges. And that's what's happened here. He's filed this lawsuit, a civil lawsuit to the tune of $16 million. And they've arrested Chris Brown. So I guess they had enough evidence to the fact or whatever. We don't know any more of the story thus far, but I'm sure there's going to be more of that story coming out. He's in jail currently, but I'm suspecting that he'll be bonded out soon. And then we'll find out more. But, you know, Chris Brown stays in the courts. It's a lawsuit every time you turn around. At least it's not a woman this time. This time it's a man. For those who don't believe it, people are feeling like Chris Brown is being attacked and that every time you turn around, somebody wants to sue him. Okay? Which of those sides do you guys fall on? Do you believe, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be hard to prove. You're in the middle of a damn club, and if you hit them with a bottle, I'm sure people saw. So this is something that can be corroborated real easily. Maybe it'll get settled outside of court and all. If he did do that, though, he gonna be paying something. If he did do it, he gonna be paying something. Unless it was in self-defense and stuff, and there'll be more that comes out. But for right now, just looking at it from right here, it looks like, and that's all assuming that this is true, that it even happened. If it did, they have the proof. Look like he gonna be paying some money. And then if he didn't, then, then that's that. But y'all let me know what you think about it. All right? And let's move on to the next story. All right, you guys, so Puffy's case has started on Monday, and it has been a whole lot. A whole lot. And almost too much already. Nigga, this is Thursday, okay? Thursday, and we already feel like it. At least I feel like it's too much already. I'm sure you guys have been following along. I actually had not been following that closely because it's so much to the story that I would rather just read it all in one big gulp instead of me just like every day taking a piece. That should take too much of my time. Okay, it keeps Puffy and all of his nasty, dirty deeds that he's been doing over there too much in the forefront of my mind. I don't want to be thinking about Puffy and the shit he's doing over there, but I'm telling you, Puffy and Cassie and his male prostitutes and his and the women that they was flying in to the parties and these freak offs and the baby oil and what they was doing, the urine, the blood on the walls, the urine in the mouth, the bacterial infections and the antibacterial medications not working, and the diseases and the sores in their mouth and the sex and the days that I promise you, I knew in the industry that it'd be some shit going on. I did know. Baby, I didn't know it was to this extent. Maybe I knew and I just never wanted to really know. Reading Cassie's testimony has been the most, like, that shit has been awful. I cannot imagine me having to sit there as a mother And knowing that my child, when she was 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 20, when she was in them ages, was carrying on with this grown-ass, damn near 15-year older man. See, these are the reasons why when people say, when big grown old men get with these young girls, you want to know why we have issues with these kind of things? Okay, this should let you know why. Because they can control women, these young girls, these young minds, okay? You've given them money, you've given them access, you've given them drugs, you've given them all of this wonderful luxury and shit around them. You blinded this young girl. You made her believe that she loves doing it. People are all keep on saying, well, it's not against the law to be freaky. It's not against the law to be freaky, okay? I keep hearing that. That is not what we are even the problem. The problem is the control, the coercion, the forcing, the kidnapping, the making people do things that they don't want to do. Okay? The drugging them up so that they can't even be in their right mind enough to make the decision to say no or yes. Okay? Those things are illegal. That's what you are doing. Okay, drugs already is illegal. That's that. Okay, but when you have people in an environment that you've kept them, you've controlled it so much that they can't make any kind of decisions really rightfully for themselves, then yeah, that's where the problem is. That's more of where we're going with why older men shouldn't be with younger girls, and in this case, why Puffy was influencing and making Cassie doing these things. And even if people are saying, well, she wanted to do it, look at the text message, some parts where she said, oh, I love the freak offs and all this. I mean, there's so many ways to explain so many reasons why she was saying some of the things that she's saying. Like I said, she could have enjoyed it, but she was a kid and was just young and dumb and stupid and didn't know better. Or she could have been scared, afraid to go against him, knowing that that's what he wants. And so she's trying to please him and do what he says. Or maybe she wanted to make sure she can still have access to all of the things that I just told you, the drugs and the money and the fame and being able. There's so many reasons why battered women or abused women do the things that they do. But it's not that hard to understand, you know. So Cassie's sitting up there and then she's 8.5 months pregnant. They knew that it was going to be hard having this pregnant woman. The defense had to know that it was going to be hard having a pregnant woman sitting up there crying and shit and talking about all the stuff that the big bad Puffy made her do, 10 years ago or whatever. Okay. So that's the reason why they have the kids there. They're taking a gamble. It could work or it could not work. People are like, why are them fucking kids there hearing all of this shit? Well, first of all, them kids been around their daddy. You know your daddy, right? I know my dad well. I know his pitfalls. I know his good and his bad. I'm imagining most kids know what their parents are capable of. So them kids probably done already seen some shit. I mean, he probably has tried his best to keep some stuff away from them kids, but some things that's who you are. And so that's just what you do. And so them kids know that they daddy got it in them. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second reason why they probably had them kids there is because he wants to be looked at as a family man. They can't have him up here by himself. He ain't got no family there. And then she pregnant with crying, talking about all, like, that was not going to work. They was going to have somebody there. I would have preferred it to be the boys and not the girls and not his mom and everything, but they was going to have his family there. They was going to have it there because it was going to look worse. And then they probably have the girls there, to also try to make the jury look and see like, okay, no man is going to have their kid here, knowing that he did these things and hearing these things when they didn't do it, So maybe the fact that he has his kids here is because he knows he didn't do it and they just lying on him. So that could be, even though that sounds like a pretty fucked up way of, that's a bad strategy to me, but maybe that's what they're doing. Like maybe they're saying that having his family there and really having those girls there and all that, like would he even, he wouldn't even, if he knew that that's what they were about to say, he wouldn't even have his kids there, that he didn't do all of these things. I think maybe that's what the strategy is, child. Because I don't know, but if I heard all those things about my dad and I didn't know nothing, I would be disgusted. Like, I don't even know how I could still even, if I heard those things about my dad, like, child, I can't even imagine. But that shit has been, like, when they was talking about the blood and the urine on the walls, y'all, what the fuck is going on? And the peeing in the mouth and the male prostitutes and, you know. They said they was fucking for 4 days, y'all. Four. Sometimes they would go for 4 days. Can you imagine? If you don't get the fuck off of me after about an hour, you know, on a good night, Rocky might give you 2. But 4 days of fucking, I can't even imagine. Is that the tantric sex that, what's his name from the police used to talk about? 4 days. And to the point where they would be so exhausted because they've been on drugs. They've been on this damn drug-fueled sex rage for 4 days. So they would have to have IV, and they'd have to have the chef fix them up something special, and they'd have to rest, and they'd have to, you really like fucking. It was just crazy. It's craziness. And I just feel like, you know, all of the people be like, yeah, we was at Puffy's party, we wasn't doing all that. But I feel like some of them close friends of Puffy's, you just cannot tell me that you was never at none of them. Child, this case is gonna be interesting. We gonna see a lot. It's gonna be a lot of names. They've been talking about the Kid Cudi, and Wale has been going around denying that he was the person that was hanging out the building. I thought we already discussed who was the person. Didn't we already discuss who was the person? But Wale said that is still going around, and that's not true. The Kid Cudi situation with her trying to date Kid Cudi, but that didn't work because Puffy, you know, was jealous and all that and ran him off, basically blew up the car and all that. So yeah, you guys, I mean, this is like the makings of a movie. I haven't watched any of the Puffy documentaries, so some of the stuff may already have come out in those documentaries, but now, you know, just sitting here watching. Anyway, my feeling is Puffy gonna go to jail. Now, I was thinking that maybe he wasn't. I kept on feeling like, something just tell me he gonna get off like everybody else does. But listening to this testimony, he going to jail. Yeah, I mean, his lawyers already said he is not a good person. But this is not a trial over whether or not he's a good person. This is a trial whether he's doing sex trafficking, you know, drug trafficking, and, you know, that kind of thing. This whole RICO charge, that's what the case is. And I do believe that he is going to be serving some time, because if this is where we starting, it's going to get worse. It's just going to keep on going, y'all. It's just going to keep on going. So I think the defense is just now starting a cross-examination of Cassie. And like I was listening on the radio this morning, they're going to have to really be careful with how they cross-examine Cassie, because if you too hard on her, the jury might feel sorry for her. And if you are too easy on her, then you won't have done your job and they won't take her testimony into consideration, you know? So, it's gonna be hard. She pregnant. She done been through this shit. She crying. Her husband is sitting there. You know, it's a lot of ways for everybody to be feeling sorry. So they're gonna have to, even though Cassie is still like a problem witness, because Cassie took the money. And I always told you guys that I don't know why Puffy paid her, why he didn't take it seriously when she approached him, when she was writing the book and she approached him and told him that she wanted some money and they didn't take it seriously. He really should have, knowing what this girl had, but he just underestimated her. He did not think that she would do it, and she did it. And he paid her the $20 million, and that just opened the floodgates, and that's why we are here where we are. Okay, that's why everybody else decided to try to sue too, because, oh, you paid her and you can pay us too, and that's not how it works. But that's how people look at it, and that's why I kept on saying, Puffy, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Yeah, so the case is still going, child. It is ongoing. We saw Misa going into the courthouse with her walker. She has something happened to her leg. I did read that she had she had an injury, so it's not a health issue. She had an injury, but she said that she was just going there to support the boys. But yeah, you guys, every day, like, Puffy is really asking a lot of his family to be there. You are asking a lot. You really want us to sit in here and listen to the ain't no way Mr. and Mrs. itsrox mama and daddy could have been there. Ain't no way I would want my mom and dad to see it. Oh my God. But again, everybody know what they dealing with, and we fighting for our life now, so you ain't really got no choice now. So you're gonna have to get back past the embarrassment, and you just gonna have to let it be what it's gonna be. But yeah, I do believe Puffy gonna go do some jail time. And just an awful, but he is a bad person. A bad person. I be giving people a benefit of the doubt, but Puffy is a bad person. Evil. Inside, like black flows through his veins, it seems. For him to be able to do some of that stuff. But you know, it must be people out there that's doing this kind of thing, and that makes it even worse, child. What in the world is the people out there doing? Anyway, it's so much more. I mean, this case it's gonna be more to this case, so we'll be talking about it every day. I was gonna do an extra, but I was like, well, I'm gonna do extra because the case is here, and it's gonna be something every time, and I'm not gonna keep doing a whole bunch of extras. So we're just gonna keep talking about it every week. Okay, it will definitely be in Top of the Blogs every week. We gonna discuss. When also, I am gonna bring back the Top of the Blogs probably. You know, remember I used to post one on Wednesday and on Friday. I'm gonna bring the Wednesday one back once Power goes off, which this is the last week of Power, until the next book comes on. So that's when I'll bring Top of the Blogs. So Top of the Blogs next week. Sorry, not next week. The week after, you'll get on Wednesday and Friday. Okay? It was just too many videos. I couldn't squeeze them all in and get my work done at work too. Okay? All right, that's enough on that. Let's move on to the next story. The Menendez brothers, Erik and Lyle, down there in California and LA. You guys remember them. They're notoriously known for killing their mother and father, Jose and Kitty Menendez. Back in the end of the 90s, they went in there, they shot and killed them, and then they tried to say that it wasn't them at first, and then they did finally admit that it was them, but they tried to say that the father was sexually molesting them. So it was whether or not you believed the story that the father was molesting them is whether or not you believed it was you know, that they were validated in, you know, does that validate the reason that they shot their parents? The case was made popular again because of TikTok. Some TikTok people, true crime podcasters and all that had picked up the story, and it was going viral, and people were starting to dig into it and everything and look into it, and then they got a whole new slew of fans and followers that were saying, like, you know, to free them, that they shouldn't be in jail, that they have been molested and all of that, right? And actually, in this case, it actually worked, and the attention got so big that they actually did end up going back to the DA and seeing if they would let them out of jail, you know, basically now. Okay, because now all this new information had come out. There was a kid from the Menudo group who also said that the father had molested him, and then that kind of made everybody say, like, oh, okay, for real, he really was. You know, there was a letter from a cousin who a letter to a cousin that one of them had written and was telling them, okay, all of these things started coming out recently, recent evidence. And then the TikTok craze and people doing research and going all into it. Anyway, long story short, went back to court, and the judge went on and sentenced them. They were originally sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. But they were changed. The judge changed their sentence to 50 years to life in jail, with the possibility of parole, and that makes them immediately eligible for parole. Okay, so they're probably gonna be out within the very, 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 very near future. Because they were both originally convicted under the age of 26 years, they will now get to qualify for parole under California youthful offender law. So because they meet those requirements, because the family don't seem to care, because everybody knows that, well, everybody don't know, but because it's been told to everybody that the father was molesting everybody, the kids, and the mama was messing with the kids, and you know, all this shit was going on. If they decide to let them boys out of jail, if they like it, I love it. Listen, I can't worry about it. If the family ain't worried about it, if the family want the boys that walked into that house and blew the head off they mama and they daddy, if y'all was okay with it, then I'm gonna be okay with it too. Hell, they paid their debt to society. They've been in jail for over 30 years, okay? So I'm fine with it. So yeah, they'll probably be out. I would say probably by the end of May. I would imagine they'll be, and most likely before that. But by the end of the May, I can't get my words together. At the end of May, I believe that they'll probably be free. All right, next story. Jennifer Williams' basketball wives, Evelyn Lozada. Apparently they're at odds again. Yes, you guys, they're at odds again because, you know, Jennifer married this man, Christian Gold, and Mr. Gold has legal problems. And, you know, they say he a scam artist and he a fraud and, you know, also kidnapped the girlfriend and she can't hear, busted her ear out, you know, and locked her in the house and all this stuff. Okay. Evelyn don't like the fact that Jennifer got with him. Evelyn, I think the ladies in general on the show did not like the fact that Jennifer had gotten with him. You know, they were worried for her, feeling that she was making a mistake. Okay, but Jennifer's grown and Jennifer gonna do what the hell Jennifer wanna do. So Jennifer married the man, and you know, everybody is just sort of like, I mean, I guess if that's what you want to do, fine, but you know, they think that it was a mistake. Well, let Jennifer do what Jennifer wants to do. Now Jennifer is upset. She's saying that Evelyn is not supportive of black women. She don't like black women. Okay, and I mean, that doesn't sound like a lie. We've seen Evelyn get into it with a lot of black women on Basketball Wives. Okay, I mean, does Evelyn consider herself black, or does she consider herself? She's Puerto Rican, right? You know, but two things can be true. You shouldn't have married his ass, and Evelyn might not like black women. All of them things could still be true. All I do know is, Jennifer, if you've been knowing all this time that Evelyn don't like black women, you black and you've been her friend for a long time. So you were still her friend knowing that she had this prejudice, you say, against black women. What does that say about you? You know, we could really say that. But no, I don't think that that's surprising. Evelyn not necessarily liking black women. I mean, if it is true, that wouldn't be surprising to me, because we know sometimes there can be sometimes, not all, but in the Latino community, you know, sometimes they don't like black women. Latino women don't like black women. It happens. Oh, I need to hurry up. I am running so late. But anyway, yeah, you guys, what y'all think about that? Do you believe that Evelyn don't like black women? Jennifer, that was your ex-boon cone for a long time, girl. And I saw the text message that Evelyn did send Jennifer. And she did seem like she was concerned for Jennifer. You know, so I'm, you know, but listen, if Jennifer, I don't know why they keep on beating a dead horse. If the ladies say, that's my man, that's who I'm gonna be with, this is who I want to be with, and don't worry about it, and I got me, and if something happened, don't be worried about it, then you know what? Roxanne is not gonna worry about it. I am not. I'm just gonna be like, okay, girl, well, I mean, if you got it, then fine. Let Jennifer got it. Just let her got it. Let her got it. And then if you are so inclined, you be there to be the shoulder for her to lay her head on, you know, afterwards if she's upset. But otherwise, child, that's that. Moving on. Lastly, in quickies, you guys, just a couple of things. Toni Braxton and that damn outfit that she had on at that baby boy's graduation. I know he was graduating from college and we all adults and everything, but no, inappropriate. What was she trying to wear? I still don't even know what we were trying to do. What was the vision? Did we really want to go out there in a leotard and lace skirt? Is that But not even lace, sheer. Let's just say sheer with a couple little appliques on it. That's more of what it was, a hot ass mess. Okay, just no. You really look like she should have been on somebody's stage and not singing. Also, you guys, I didn't get it. Maybe y'all can tell me, what's this triangle y'all said about Kimora and Tony and Birdman? Is there then I was like, oh yeah, I do kind of remember Kimora dated Birdman. Did Kimora date Birdman? See, I'm getting my stories mixed up. But I meant to research this and I forgot. And one of you guys asked me to talk about Kimora and Birdman and Tony, the triangle. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the triangle is. I kind of feel like in this damn fucked up memory brain that Kimora and Birdman do have some history, but I can't remember what it is. So y'all fill in the blanks there. And lastly, you guys, congratulations are in order to Cardi B, who has made it official. Came out and let us know that she is in a relationship with NFL football player Stefon Diggs. Plays for the New England Patriots as a wide receiver. Okay. They made their first appearance, they say, at the New York Knicks and Boston Celtics playoff games on Monday. And you guys saw Cardi, and she was cute as can be, and she had the biggest ass smile. I was like, girl, I know your face was tired after that game. Every picture you saw, she was like, you know, she was just like, everybody gonna get a good, every picture they get of me, I'm gonna be smiling. I'm gonna look the happiest in my fucking life. But when Offset decides to look at those pictures, and believe me, he's looking. He is definitely looking. That he will see that his ex-wife is in a happy relationship with another man. And I'm sure he probably was over there fit to be tied. Okay? I expect Offset to show up with his new girlfriend soon. That's usually how it goes. But look really cute together. They look happy together. They say that there has been rumors that these two have been dating for a while. That they were seen, not a while, since February, that they were seen in going into a hotel or coming out of a hotel or something. And, you know, people were starting to say, put two and two together and say that these two were seeing each other. And I think that's great. I think that's great. She looks really happy. Okay. And he a big old tall strapping good looking football player. But yeah, y'all let me know about old Stefon. I don't know nothing about no damn football, so I don't know him. I don't know. I've heard the name obviously, but I don't know what his personality is. Do we like him? Is he an asshole on the field? Is he good? Is he this? Is it? Y'all tell me everything, fill me in. But I am so happy for her, and I hope that also, hopefully that everybody can move on and be in their new relationships and be happy, and they can co-parent the way that they, you know, would like to. But yeah, y'all, I saw them pictures. I was like, girl, you got the biggest ass smile on your face, honey. Anyway, that's it, y'all. Get on off of here. All right, you guys, we do this every single week, so make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Oh, I'm so late. Till next time, Roxstars.